Hey, Sean here with SpeedCubeReview.com. Today we're going to take a look at adding weights to the Gans 356 cube. From what I've seen, it looks like the 356 was going to come with weights, but Gans decided to scrap the idea to make things a bit simpler. The possibility of adding the weights is still there, so we're going to do that today. First, let's take a quick look at the cube. It's a 56mm puzzle and looks like a smaller version of the 357 from the outside. There are some big differences when looking at the inside. The biggest difference, besides the ability to add weights, is a much sturdier core. Out of the box, this cube feels different from the 357. It's quieter and feels much more solid. There's a bit of flexing, but nothing compared to the 357 or the more you haul along. My cube did not come with weights, so I stopped by my local hardware store and picked up some hex nuts. I believe they were 1/4 size. I just brought a corner piece and tested it out to see what fit. The weights go into the pieces of the cube and originally would be held in place by springs. I have extra springs from other cubes, but instead of taking those cubes apart, I decided to just use tape. It might fall off at some point, but for the moment it worked really well. As far as taking the cube apart, I saw a video by the cubologist that all you have to do is push up on the screw. That worked about 75% of the time for me. Some of the pieces, when pushing up on the screw, just made the base pop out. I spent much of my time with the razor blade trying to pry it open. This is probably the most frustrating cube I've ever taken apart. I first just want to test the weights in the corner pieces only. Once they are in, the cube oddly enough does not feel much heavier. There is some difference, but surprisingly it is barely noticeable. The other thing that has barely changed is the turning quality. It doesn't feel that much different from the movement of the cube. It feels sturdier, but not any faster or slower. Now I went to add the weights to the edge pieces, but ran into an issue. The plastic pieces that hold the two sides of the edge together block the weight from fitting. It looks like that will not be possible unless you have different size weights. Now, I was about to end my video there, but realized I completely forgot what I initially wanted to test. It seems like, with the added weight, there would be more centrifugal force, allowing the cube to possibly spin for longer. So just flicking one face of the cube and seeing how far it spins, I got almost 180-degree turns. Now, because I need to test it without weights, I need to take the cube apart again. Again, I had the issue with the pieces and spent more time than I wanted with the razor blade prying it open, hoping not to damage the plastic too much. Now that the weights are out, I tested spinning one side, trying to use the exact same amount of force that I did before. The pieces only wanted to move about a side and a half, or about 135 degrees. I am glad I did this test because there does seem to be a difference in the movement of the cube. Going from no weights to added weights didn't feel like much of a difference, but going from added weights to no weights makes the cube feel light and airy. I do like the feeling of the weights, and even though I didn't notice an immediate difference in the solving, it obviously does affect the movement of the cube, and especially changes the all-around feeling of the cube. Now all I have to do is put the weights back in and take the cube apart again. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe for more. Be sure to check out SpeedCubeReview.com for more news and reviews. Thank you.